Hello, and welcome to Auto Be Careful, the place for car safety, news, and information. I'm Gene, and today we're going to take a look at this fourth generation Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE 53 Coupe from 2025 and the features it has to keep you safe. The first thing I'm going to do is a UV light test. Now, UV light is a big deal because this is the type of light that causes skin damage. What I'm going to do is take these two UV meters and determine how much light is getting to each piece of glass in the car and how much light is getting through each piece of glass in the car. And then I'm going to calculate the percentage of UV light that each window blocks.
Starting at the front of the car with the windshield, there were 4.8 milliwatts of UV light getting to the windshield with 43 microwatts of UV light getting through the windshield, which means the windshield was blocking roughly 99.1% of UV light. Moving to the first row side glass, there were 2.0 milliwatts of UV light getting to the glass with 393 microwatts getting through the glass, which means the front row windows are blocking 80.4% of UV light. Moving to the second row, I saw 1.9 milliwatts of UV light getting to the glass with 34 microwatts getting through the glass, meaning that the second row windows are blocking roughly 98.2% of UV light. I saw similar results with the rear quarter panel window where a third row would be, although the GLE Coupe does not offer a third row. For the rear window, I saw 4.6 milliwatts of UV light getting to the glass with 98 microwatts getting through the glass, meaning that the rear glass blocks 97.9% of UV light. For the sunroof, I saw 4.6 milliwatts of UV light getting to the glass with 147 microwatts getting through the glass, meaning that the sunroof with the sunshade open blocks 96.8% of UV light. Finally, with the sunshade closed, I saw 4.7 milliwatts of UV light getting to the glass with 1 microwatt getting through, meaning that the sunroof with the sunshade closed blocks roughly 100% of UV light.
The next thing I'm going to do is a sound test. Now, sound is a big deal because long-term exposure to loud sounds can cause long-term hearing loss. What I'm going to do is take this decibel meter and put it in the second row of this vehicle while driving down the highway at about 65 miles an hour and determine the loudest amount of noise that is heard inside the cabin. Now, this isn't super scientific because I'm not controlling things like wind speed or wind direction, but it will give you an idea of how loud it can get inside the cabin of this vehicle.
To give you an idea of the setup, I'm going to have a camera mounted on this tripod aimed at this decibel meter that's mounted on the passenger side headrest of the second row. While driving down the highway in normal conditions, there wasn't really a point where the noise level exceeded the mid-70 decibel level range. There was a moment when a motorcycle drove by and it got to the mid-80 level. While that's good to know, it shouldn't be used as a basis for comparison with my other videos because most of the other cars I've driven did not have that situation occur.
Next, I want to talk about some of the visual assist features this vehicle has. Starting with the lights, this vehicle offers cornering lights. That means that when you turn the wheel or signal in a specific direction, there's an extra light that comes on and illuminates the road in that direction to make it easier to see around dark corners. This vehicle also offers adaptive high beams. That means you can turn the high beams on and the vehicle will decide to activate them or deactivate them automatically for you, depending on the situation. If there's too little light in the area, the vehicle will activate the high beams so that you can see better. If there's too much light in the area, or if there's a car ahead of you, the vehicle will deactivate the high beams because it knows either there's enough light for you to see or it wants to prevent you from blinding the driver ahead of you. The final visual assist technology I want to talk about is rain sensing wipers, which are also offered on the GLE. That means you can turn the wipers on and the vehicle will decide how fast they should go depending on the amount of rain. If there's a lot of rain, it'll speed up the wipers. If there's a little rain, it'll slow them down so you don't have to worry about making those adjustments yourself. The next thing I'm going to talk about are driver assistance features. Now, the GLE does offer advanced driver assist systems like adaptive cruise control, lane centering, and lane changing technology. Unfortunately, this vehicle isn't equipped with those features. So instead of showing you on this vehicle, I'm going to demonstrate it on my personal vehicle, which is a GLS 450 from 2021. The technology is really similar, so you'll see similar things, but it'll look a little bit different if you get it equipped in your own GLE.
I want to start by showing how to control the advanced driver assist features on the GLE Coupe. As you can see, the driver assist features will be controlled on the left side of the steering wheel. And the way it works is you put your finger on the button you want to use and you press, which makes the entire panel move in like one big button. To increase or decrease the cruise control speed, you either swipe up or down to increase or decrease by 1 mile an hour, or press at the top or bottom of the control in order to increase or decrease by 5 miles per hour. To enable or disable the advanced driver assistance system, you press the button in the top right corner of the steering wheel. To activate the system, you use the center control, which again on the GLE is going to be either a swipe up or down or a press at the top or bottom of the control. If the GLE has the advanced driver assistance system, the button in the bottom right corner will be used to switch between adaptive cruise control and standard cruise control, with the button above it being used to adjust the following distance from the vehicle in front of the car. Pressing on the following distance button will decrease the following distance one level for each press until it gets to the bottom level, and then it will go back to the furthest level. Again on the GLE, the middle control sets the speed for the cruise control. You swipe up or down in order to increase or decrease the speed by 1 mile an hour, or press at the top or bottom of the control to increase or decrease the speed by 5 miles an hour. Finally, the control on the left activates or deactivates cruise control. The GLE also offers lane centering, although it's activated in conjunction with adaptive cruise control. To turn it on or off, you go into the vehicle settings, then go to assistance, and active lane keep assist, and you can turn it on or off. The GLE also provides haptic feedback through the steering wheel if the driver's attention is needed. The GLE also performs lane changes for the driver. The driver needs to initiate the lane change by signaling in the direction of the change and canceling the signal at the conclusion of it.
Now, while you're using these features, the way Mercedes determines that the driver is paying attention is through sensors inside the steering wheel to detect the presence of a hand. That means if the driver has their hand on the steering wheel, the Mercedes will determine that the driver is paying attention.
The GLE also offers intelligent speed assistance, which informs the driver of the current speed limit for the road they're traveling on and alerts the driver if they exceed that speed limit. The final driver assistance feature I want to mention is the brake hold feature, which allows the vehicle to remain stopped even if the driver doesn't keep their foot on the brake pedal. To start using this feature, the driver brings the vehicle to a stop and then presses the brake pedal more in order to engage the brake hold. This can be disengaged using the same motion or by pressing the accelerator pedal.
Next, I want to talk about some of the alerts and warnings a driver would see when driving their GLE.
Starting with the blind spot monitor, which is a red light on the mirror to let the driver know there's a vehicle in their blind spot. If the driver signals a lane change in that direction while a vehicle is in the blind spot, the vehicle will also flash the red light and provide a beeping noise to let the driver know they shouldn't make that lane change. The vehicle provides a similar warning to occupants if they're parked on the street and try to exit the vehicle to alert them not to step out into oncoming traffic. The vehicle also has cross traffic alert to let the driver know they shouldn't back up into cross traffic. The vehicle also offers forward collision warning to let the driver know they should stop before hitting an object ahead of them. This vehicle also has a seatbelt reminder so that the driver can let everyone know to buckle up. The vehicle also gives a reminder to the driver not to leave occupants in the rear seats.
Next, I want to talk about some of the additional information the GLE provides to the driver on the information display.
The vehicle will let the driver know if the tire pressure is low in any one of the tires by activating a light, which you can see here. The GLE also offers a heads-up display to show critical information to the driver above the steering wheel, although it's not equipped on this specific one.
Next, I want to talk about some of the additional interior protection items that this GLE could be equipped with. Starting with the airbags, The driver has multiple airbags to help keep them safe. There's one inside the seat bolster on the left side of the driver. There's also one in the steering wheel right about where the horn is, marked underneath. There's also one in the driver's footwell for the driver's knees, which is a bit hard to see, but I will try to get a good shot of it for you so that you can see where it is. The passenger also has one right in front of them on the dash, right next to the climate vent for them. There's also a window curtain airbag on both sides for driver and passenger. This is the A-pillar. And if we move all the way back over here to the C-pillar, I have to get pretty close to get this focused. But there's one right there as well for the C-pillar. Finally, as an option, there is a side impact airbag for the rear passengers that's available. This one is not equipped with that option, but it would be in the seat bolster right over here on the left and right sides for rear passengers. This vehicle has 6 climate vents for the first row. There's one all the way to the left for the driver. There are 4 in the middle for the driver and passenger. And there's one all the way to the right for the passenger.
This vehicle has 2 climate vents on the back of the center console for the rear passengers, although it doesn't offer a B-pillar climate vent for the rear passengers, nor does it offer climate vents in the ceiling for rear passengers.
The coupe does not offer second row sunshades for the rear passengers, although I believe the regular SUV version does offer manual sunshades.
The vehicle has an emergency SOS button to contact emergency services in the event of a collision or other emergency. To use it, you have to press on the cover above the center console in order to unhide the button and then press the SOS button. Finally, like all vehicles sold in the United States, this vehicle complies with vehicle emissions regulations. Here's the location of the Vehicle Emission Control Information sticker, where you can see that this vehicle falls into Tier 3 Bin 30 for the 2025 model year.
So that's a look at the 4th generation Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE 53 Coupe and the features it has to keep you safe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. And if you like this content, be sure to click the like button below and subscribe to see more content like this.